Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. Today I want to talk about the deck that just won NAIC. And NAIC, I believe, was the biggest Pokemon event outside of Japan. Sometimes it's referred to as the biggest Pokemon tournament, period, in terms of players. But Japanese events do have bigger numbers, at least. But a huge tournament, a lot of people, a very important event, and Inteleon Urshifu was the winner. A strong deck. I've featured it before on the channel. This build's very similar. I'll talk about some of the differences, go through that, and then I will show some gameplay afterwards. But I wanted to walk through the deck first. It's a good deck. It's not a simple deck to play. It does take some practice to play it well. I will advise that too, but well worth the time it takes. So, two attackers, two VMAX attackers. We have Urshifu Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, 330 HP, so tanky there, weak to Psychic, so you don't want to play this up against Gardevoir or a Mew, which obviously you'll see those matchups, but against other matchups, super strong at hitting for fighting weakness, of course, is useful. And two very good attackers you're probably familiar with. Gale Thrust for 1 energy. It does 30, but if a Pokemon move from the bench to the active this turn, it does 120 more, so 150 damage for 1 energy. Quite nice there. And you do have some healing options with both attackers here too. And then the other attack, the big attack, I guess, G-Max Rapid Flow for 3 energies, fighting colorless, which is 1 Rapid Strike energy plus 1 other energy, which is water, the way this deck is built. It does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, can be both on the bench and active, so you don't want to see Manaphy. And we can work through Manaphy, so we'll see how that gets taken care of as we work through the deck. But very good attack, and take out some engine pieces or put damage on multi-prize Pokemon, either knocking them out or setting them up to be knocked out. We're spreading damage with this deck, so that's how this operates. Again, you do discard the energy when you G-Max Rapid Flow, something to keep in mind. But again, it does open up the Cheryl option for healing. So that's the one attacker. And the other VMAX attacker is Rapid Strike Inteleon VMAX 320 HP. And then it's largely here for Double Gunner. Its ability, you must discard a water energy from your hand in order to use this ability. And then you place 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So you can't hit the active, which would be a nice option, but you hit 2 bench Pokemon, so you're kind of spreading out the damage. It's a deck that builds up damage. You want to get multiple Inteleon VMAX on the bench and be pinging away. It plays a 2-2 Urshifu and a 3-3 Inteleon line. And then the G-Max Spiral is certainly a useful attack. Water, colorless, you can pay for it with 1 Rapid Strike energy, does 70 damage, but then you can put an energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand, and then it does 70 more, so 140. It's okay, but you put the energy back in hand, so it does open up the Cheryl play because you have no energy on it. We'll be talking about Cheryl shortly. So we're spreading around damage. What do we want to do to help get the numbers where we want our opponent's Pokemon? We play Radiant Alakazam for Painful Spoon's ability. Once during your turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So therefore, we're setting up the knockouts that we want, so we can hit them with a ping or with the attack or with Medicham V, which is the other attacker, an important piece in the deck. Medicham V, 210 HP, a Rapid Strike Pokemon that has Yoga Loop, 2 colorless energy, so again, 1 Rapid Strike energy or 2 water energies if that's what you do, because we do play Melony to accelerate some energies. And then with that, you place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Not real exciting there, but if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, you take another turn immediately. So that's quite nice. So get a knockout, take some prizes, and then attack with a different Pokemon. You can't use Yoga Loop back-to-back turns. So if you use Yoga Loop, you have to use some other attack. You can use Smash Uppercut. You're not prevented from doing that, but you probably want to hit with Urshifu often, or maybe Inteleon. So quite a nice option to get an extra turn, right? That's part of the way this deck works. So you're really thinking through where the damage goes, where to spread the damage, where to move it around. It's a little slow to play, especially if you haven't played it a ton. I've played it some, but not a ton. So I'm always trying to think through where to put the energy. And unfortunately, I will say from my own experience, even one misplay during the game of where you put a damage counter or how many damage counters you move from where to where can cost you the game. So it's a very high skill level deck, I think, to be successful with it, but worth the time. One Lumineon V, Luminous Signs ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto the bench, you may search your deck for supporter cards, so it's useful there, helps setting up. And then we play a 2/2 Octillery with Rapid Strike Search. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for one Rapid Strike card and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So very good there. You have Rapid Strike Pokemon, Rapid Strike Energy, and Rapid Strike Trainers. So that is the list of cards. The original list that I was playing in the past included a Drapion V. This deck does not have that, so it's partly hoping, I guess, not to run into Mew players. And obviously, this deck did with the tournament, so either they managed to avoid the Mew matchups or they managed it successfully. So 4 Rapid Strike Energy, as you'd expect in this deck, it counts as 2 energy. It can only be attached to a Rapid Strike Pokemon, and it provides a combination of water and fighting energy. It's the only way to get the fighting energy onto Urshifu that you need. So you can't have Temple of Sinnoh in play. If Temple of Sinnoh is in play, you can't attack with Urshifu. So something to keep in mind. Then 6 water energy will attach sometimes for attacking, and also we're discarding them to ping with the Inteleon. So getting into the trainers, let's see, it plays 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball. That was something I didn't include in the deck before. It's a very good card in the deck, right? You look at your face-down prize cards and put a basic Pokemon you find there into your hand. So good to get any of your Pokemon, but particularly since we have the Pokemon like Medicham V or Radiant Alakazam, some one-ofs that are very important to win the game. It's good to have that as an option. I do like it. Now, the one supporter the deck doesn't have that I played was Boss, and I do kind of miss the Boss, I will say. I guess it was a matter of finding space for the 60 with it. I think I would personally make a change like dropping a Forest Sealstone for an extra Boss, but obviously it was played highly successfully without Boss in the deck. So 1 Cheryl, heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy from your Pokemon that were healed that way. So a useful card. We play 1 of them. We do play Pal Pad. Let me just double check on that, right? I'm not seeing it. Oh, maybe. I played Pal Pad. They don't play Pal Pad then. Okay. So no Pal Pad, so you can play it once per game. 1 Escape Rope to help with switching and forces your opponent to switch. With the Urshifu VMAX in particular, we need to be switching into the active on a regular basis. Korrina's Focus, draw until you have 6 cards per hand as a supporter. It's okay, but it's a Rapid Strike card, so it's searchable. With Octillery, that's really why it has value here. 3 Forest Seal Stones. I think I just played 2 before, but a very good card. We don't play a V-Star Pokemon, so it gives you the V-Star ability, Star Alchemy. You search your deck for 1 card, put it into hand. Quite nice to help set up once to get the piece you need. 2 Professor's Research, obviously great for setting up early on or even in the middle of the game. 1 Echoing Horn. This is another Rapid Strike card, so it can search for it with Octillery, and it is useful. Put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. So as we're moving around damage, getting knockouts set up, you can put something back into play that you want to knock out again. Maybe a low HP Pokemon that you can knock out easily with Medicham. Maybe a multi-prizer that you can one-shot with Urshifu, something like that. So a nice option there. 1 Energy Search, which you can search for with Irida to get an energy into hand, right? It's a item, searches for 1 energy, so it has some use in the deck there. We play 2 Irida, search for a water Pokemon, which we have a couple of, and an item, put it into hand, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So a nice option there for the deck. 2 Nest Ball to get some basic Pokemon to play. 3 Tower of Waters, a very important card. It's a Rapid Strike card, so again, searchable Octillery. The Stadium and the retreat cost of each Rapid Strike Pokemon in play is 2 energy less, so it gives essentially free retreat to all your Rapid Strike cards. We do need to do switching with the deck the way it is. 3 Battle VIP Pass. Only use it turn 1, but you can put up to two basic Pokemon onto your bench, so a very good card. I think I played 4 before in my build. You're going to hit it a little less consistently with 3, but again, deck space, I'm sure, was the issue with it. Melony, a terrific supporter. You accelerate 1 water energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon V, not necessarily on the bench, and then you draw 3 cards. So energy acceleration and draw allows you to pay easily for your Urshifu VMAX, big attack, right, where you need 3 energy. You can use it to get a second energy onto the Inteleon VMAX to attack with if you don't have Rapid Strike energy, and drawing 3 cards is nice. We're discarding energies with Inteleon VMAX's ability, so we have those water energies in the discard pile. So a really good card for this deck. 1 Klara to recover up to 2 Pokemon and or 2 basic energy. We want those basic energies in hand for pinging. And sometimes you do need to get a Pokemon back, Medicham V or something like that, that you want to utilize again. 3 Iono, just a really good card to help set up. It gets you new cards for yourself, and then late game, it can be very disruptive if your opponent's ahead, right? Because you draw a card, shuffle your hand, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then draw cards equal to the number of prizes you have left. So it does help comeback, but it also just helps get a new set of cards at the start of the game. 2 energy retrievals. Put 2 basic energies from the discard pile into your hand. So again, just they're helping with the pinging. We can get it with Irida later in the game if that's what the play we're making. And 4 Ultra Ball to search out any of the Pokemon, including the Evolution Pokemon and Lumineon V, because you don't want to Nest Ball that onto the bench. So Ultra Ball, a very important card. So that's the 60. Let's jump in and see how well I can do with the deck. It's a high skill level deck. You need to know the matchups. You need to make your prize maps quite well. I haven't been playing this deck a lot lately, so I'm certainly getting used to it. So I will call heads. Hopefully I win the coin toss. I do. I will go first. Obviously, evolution based deck, you want to go first, right? It's basically all evolutions except for Medicham V, Radiant Alakazam also. But those Medicham V and Radiant Alakazam, and Lumineon V also, sorry. But they are useful later in the game. So not the best hand. In fact, kind of a bad starting hand, I would say. So we'll see what I'm up against. Looks like I may just attach energy and pass. Not the start I want. And then I'll have to research the next turn and hope I draw into the cards I need. Frigibass, okay, so up against... well, that is very, very nice. So I want to get an Inteleon, and I want to get Remoraid. Let me just make sure I have the evolution of the Octillery. I have 1 Octillery, so don't discard it. Okay, so 1 Octillery is prized. Let's check on energies. 3 energies. Okay, so 1 energy is prized. All right, have Heavy Ball. Okay, just taking a little peek at what I have in hand. All right, I'll attach. It will give me the option, hopefully, of attacking using the big attack on the VMAX next turn. Obviously, with a water energy, I can't attack with just that. All right, so Pokestop, I don't think I want to use that, but I guess it's there if I have nothing better. So I didn't see what they got. I wasn't paying enough attention. It was kind of quick. All right, so a Chen Pao, and so they got rid of, and a Palkia. All right, so they got rid of some good Carp basic Pokemon. Let's see what they put in play. Chen Pao, Radiant Greninja. I imagine they have water in hand. They want to draw some more cards, right? Getting a few energy in the discard is a plus for them. Also, assuming they get the a Palkia into play, right? Palkia gets energies from the discard pile up to 3, so that getting 3 energies in the discard pile is a plus to them. Obviously, they're going to accelerate from hand. They're going to draw with Chen Pao to get energies in hand. They need to get the Baxcalibur into play. So a solid start for them. I want to take out the Frigibax if I can. That's my big goal here. Retreating to the bench, drawing some cards, makes sense, get some energies in hand. Thin the deck too for their draw next turn. As long as if I can knock out the Frigibax, I am happy. Yeah. So I probably want to ping. I imagine I'm going to play the research, in which case I want to evolve the Inteleon, ping with him before I do anything else. I could actually Medicham this potentially too. That's a thought, right? I could, if I put damage on the Frigibax, I could ping, move the damage, then knock him out with Medicham. I don't know that I want to do that yet, but it's definitely a consideration, right? So, okay, so what do I want to get into play here? I think I'll take 2 prizes probably with... I'll just attack with Urshifu probably and take 2 prizes, I think. Right, I can knock out Radiant Greninja. I hope I can, right? I need pieces still, of course. So I will grab Octillery, because that can get me either my Urshifu VMAX or my energy that I need. That gives me those flexibility, right? I was thinking, oh, I could grab the Urshifu VMAX, but no, I realized that the last time I went, that was not the best play. So now I'm not. Now with research, I'm discarding no cards from hand. I did not get what I wanted, but it's okay because I have Ultra Ball, right? So let me toss down an Inteleon. All right, so what do I need to do here? I need to discard some things. All right, so I'm going to need to get rid of what? Urshifu. And I'll get rid of Korrina's Focus. I want to keep Melony for next turn, I think. So I need to get my VMAX here. I do have the Klara, right? Yeah, so I can get back an Urshifu if I need to. Make sure I have Medicham. I have Medicham and Radiant Alakazam. So I can't Radiant Alakazam this turn, which is fine. So let me grab my energy. And I think I want to. Do I want to take out Radiant Greninja or do I want to hit into something else? That's part of my question. I think I should play down the Forest Seal Stone. I think. Or do I want to hit into Chen Pal? That's part of my question here, right? All right, I'm gonna save the Forest Seal Stone, right? So I want to take him out. And I think I'm going to take him out too. Take some prizes while I can. I think is the play, right? Okay, Rope is nice to get. Obviously, I'm more vulnerable to Iono here, which they might do, obviously. And obviously, I only get 4 cards. All right, got another Forest Seal Stone in hand. I have to be careful if I use Inteleon's pinging ability with Forest Seal Stone to make sure that I am using the right ability. I tend to make a mistake. I'm prone to making the mistake of Forest Seal Stoning when I want to ping, and that's not good. You want to save the Forest Seal Stone so you need it later. It has cost me games making that mistake. The pinging appears at the top. The Forest Seal Stone appears at the bottom of the list. But I'm not sure why. I find it's a little odd, but that's the way they're doing it. It seems like they're consistent, so I just need to adapt to the way Pokemon's doing it, right? It's just that simple, right? They structure it a certain way, right? It's up to me to match what they're doing. So they're playing Irida. Let's see what happens here. All right, so Palkia V-Star. So they can accelerate. They can get up to that, and they can attach 1 per hand. So they can get 3. They can get 4 energies in play. They can't knock out my VMAX. Right, so 6 times 4 is 240. They can knock out my Inteleon V if they want to. Nope, they can't. Well, they can't play Boss. Well, they do play Cross Switcher. I saw that, so they might be able to do that. They do have Palkia to attack with. That only takes 2 energies on discard, so they might want to attack with Palkia. They played Manaphy. That's okay. So I got to start pinging on the Manaphy, right? And that's okay for sure. So I probably want to. Well, we'll see what happens here. At this point, I'm going to. Not sure what I'm going to do. It wouldn't be bad to. Do I want to attack with Urshifu or do I want to attack with Inteleon? That's kind of where I'm thinking now. I'm thinking I'm going to play Melony, right? I have, I believe, 1 energy in the discard pile. No, I have 3. Okay, 3. Okay, well, wasn't counting things well there. All right, so it looks like they're going to attack with Chen Pao. They can attach from hand 1, which they should have. What's the status effect there? Oh, it's protected from on the bench. Okay, I was wondering what the green arrow was. The green arrow is the effect of the Manaphy. So they're hard retreating, figuring they're just going to attack and do some damage. They are. It's not great, though, I got to say. Not great. So I could... I have to think about this. Energy Retrieval, right? Oh, so I can ping and ping, right? That's nice. I can ping and ping. I think I want to do that. So that's step one, is the double ping. I can still Melony. So I want to hit... let's see. If I get Radiant Alakazam, I could knock them out also. So should I... I might want a Melony now. Maybe I should have did that before I played the card, right? All right, I will... Let's see what I draw into. Okay, I have... Okay, well, that's nice. That's very nice. So now I do have rope, right? So I'm going to run a rope. All right, this has turned out quite nice for me, I believe. So let me double gunner. Keep taking out these Pokemon here. I like that. Keep taking things out like this. All right, I do need a... So I'm going to get Medicham, and then I'm going to rope. And then I will take out the Frigivax with Medicham, right? So I don't need to boss. I don't... I'm going to need to rope, though, right? Because I have the energy in hand, so I want to rope. Set up Medicham. And then I can attack next turn. Well, we'll see what I have. I could attack with Urshifu next turn also. Perhaps. We'll see what they do. It depends what I draw into. If I kind of need Radiant Alakazam to help pull off these shenanigans here too. But this is going well. I need to be smart though. I've gotten a good position. I'm ahead in prizes. I'm gonna take another prize with Medicham. Boom, Frigivax, and even if it stays on the bench, I knock out. Okay, that's quite good for me because Manaphy does not stop Medicham. It's placing damage counters. So let me do this, and I'll see what prizes I get and what I draw into to determine what I want to do next turn. Because if I get Radiant Alakazam, I can knock out Manaphy, or if I get a second energy, right? That's a possibility also. And I do have access to that second energy, so it's gone quite nice. Iono's not really the play I want to make, is it? So I think at this point I want to ping, right? So I'll take out the Manaphy. I'll get down to 2 prizes. So Energy Retrieval. So I'm out of Energy Retrieval, but that's okay. They're doing their job, right? They've done their job quite nicely for me. Boom and boom. Let's see. Oh, that's good. So now I can grab my Stadium, right? I get my Stadium, switch in to and retreat out. That's my play there, I believe, right? Get a Tower of Waters. So I want to get another Stadium in play. I mean, another... I'll drop that guy down too. I want to bang with you. And I should be very nicely set up. So I just want to retreat. I could have attached the energy to Medicham and done 100 damage, but this really is a nice option. I get the energy in hand, so I have the option of attacking with Urshifu VMAX, right? If I want, I would, you know, if I could knock out the Chen Pao as long as they don't get mana feedback down even on the bench. I do have the ability to ping once right now. Let's see, I have an Energy Search. I should have 3 there, 4, 5 energy. I play 6 energy, I think, right? There's 10 energy in total, 4 Rapid Strikes. So I only have 1 energy, which could be prize, or I might have 1 energy in deck. Not positive about that. So I should have game here. We'll see what happens. It's gone very nicely for me. You know, just taking out those Frigibacks, right, on those turns, and the mana fee, which they play down, obviously, to protect the bench from Urshifu, but with Medicham V, those mana fees are a little tasty treat to eat up and take a prize in loop turns too. So opponent conceded. I had game there, so the deck really performed strong there, right? So you can see it's a strong deck. Obviously, my opponent didn't set up as well as they needed to. And going first obviously helped too. So, but a strong deck, obviously performed very well. I would encourage you, take a look at the deck list, play through the deck, get used to it, tweak the deck if you want to, for sure. I still think, I know that they played it without boss successfully. I think I'd like a boss in the deck, but you have to make those choices, right? What 60 cards, you always make some tough cuts. So a strong deck, give it a try. Take care.